Okay, so this is Gina Jean, and I'm going to demonstrate my course for ARTC 1302 Digital Imaging 1 that I created for EDTC 6358. What we see here is upon logging in, the student will see this screen. And if I scroll down over here, you can see where it scrolls down, and each week is right now visible to the student. Before I turn the course on live, I will make it to where the student can only see the weeks 1 week at a time. So the first week they'll see week 1, the second week they will be able to see weeks 1 and 2, the third week weeks 1, 2, and 3, etc. Just because I want to try to prevent them from jumping ahead and becoming confused. So up in the header up here in the intro area, you'll see that I have a link to the syllabus. So if I click on that, I can download it and open in Word. And you'll be able to view all of the syllabus in the zipped folder attachment that I've uploaded with my project file on Blackboard. It has the complete schedule for the entire semester, each of the weeks outlined, each of the assignments outlined, and as well as necessary resources and policies, grading, and course outcomes. Additionally, my contact information is provided in the syllabus as well as on the Moodle page. Again, that is provided in the zipped folder that I uploaded to Blackboard. So after we go down from the syllabus, I have my contact information, office hours, required supplies. Here is a link to the required textbook. So students can go there, and there's always additional information as well as information on each of the chapters available. And then here's the OIT or IT help desk information. They've removed the course prerequisites from our syllabus application, and so I placed that statement and then my late work statement at the top of the course here as well. Additionally, I have class announcements. Essentially, the way this works is when I make an announcement, I can push it out through email to my students, and then they can also access all of the announcements up here at the top. So maybe they're not checking their email, they want to make sure that they didn't miss anything. They can click on this forum and view all of the course announcements. Let's look at week 1. Week 1 begins with a short introduction that gives some information on how the course is set up, exactly what they need to do first, and about our Google Hangout meeting that will be happening on that Thursday night of the first week. The discussion forum for the first week is an introductory forum for the students, and I have gone ahead and posted my own introduction of myself as a short bibliography, if you will. Go back to the main. Right under the discussion forum 1, I have the link to the Google Hangout. It's already set up, so they can just click on that once they have their Google Plus account created, and they'll be able to participate. Below that is additional resources and information. This gives some more information for the students, as well as additional downloads of projects, forms, and files, and then a lot of links. But I'm going to come back to that after I look at the capstone, because this week's additional resources and information is actually linked in with the capstone. First, the students will be participating in a chapter analysis assignment. Essentially, what the chapter analysis assignment is a series of videos that I have created, and for just this week alone, there were 9 videos that were created. The textbook we have chosen does not have any files to work along with. Some textbooks are filled with tutorials and files. This textbook does not have that, so I had to create all of the tutorials from scratch. And so I created 9 Camtasia videos. They range in length from 7 minutes or 6 minutes, excuse me, to about 25 minutes. And these have all been posted to my Google Drive, and that's where these are linked to. And I have also provided you with the links to each of these videos on a page in the forms that I turned in on my chapter of summaries. Okay. Processor with 64 bits. Although 8 is recommended and really 12 or more is preferred. So this first video is just going through the information about introductory stuff for the class. How to download Creative Cloud, how to get an Adobe ID, etc. Additionally, there are 4 different videos for each of the 2 chapters. And these videos are lecture videos combined with demonstration videos that the students are asked to work along with. And in order for them to work along with me, I've provided a work file zip folder for them to download the files and be able to use those files for the chapter analysis assignments. I've included that work folder in what I uploaded to Blackboard as well. Go back. Next is the link for them to turn in all of those assignments, and they're listed individually up here at the top of the rubric. And then down here at the bottom, you'll see I have written a very detailed rubric that gives the details of exactly what it is that they were supposed to do for their assignment. And that goes all the way down. It is a 100-point rubric. And so if they need something written to reference for doing their chapter analysis assignments, this is to provide that as well. At the top, it tells them what it is they are to name the folder, where they're to submit it, etc. Down here at the bottom, you can see it says Add Submissions. Click on that. They can put their link to their file submission, which they are to be setting up a Google Drive and uploading their zipped folder to Google Drive and then turning in just the link here. Okay, I'm going to go back to the main page. Go down. Next is the Capstone Project. Now, the way that we've decided to lay out the class, I've had several meetings with other departments whose students utilize the class, as well as the current course instructor. I've helped teach the class previously. Right now we have someone else teaching it, but because we needed to update our software to the Creative Cloud 2014 from CS6, we needed to find a different book and update the entire course. So we decided that we did not want a book that was so step-by-step. We feel like the students aren't retaining the knowledge because they're just doing it by rote almost as they go through the book and do the book work. Hence the videos and working along with the demonstration for the chapter work that we're doing for the class. After that, then at the end of the week or after they complete their chapter analysis assignments, they're going to do what we called a capstone project. And these are knowledge application skills that they will be applying what they learned that week into a project each week. And they'll be given some general terms or directions such as create a postcard that's this size by this size in this specific color space, and then utilize, and the tools that were learned will be listed out. And then in the weeks other than week 1, they will have to apply what they learned in previous weeks to that capstone project. So if they learn how to do layers in week 2, and they learn all about text and how to do different filters in week 3, then they have to utilize layers in week 3's capstone project, as well as what they learned in week 1. So it's built comprehensively on each other as they go through the semester. So this knowledge application project sheet is also included in that zipped folder. Gives step-by-step directions. Week 1, they're doing a lot of setting up for the course. They're setting up their Google Drive folder, making sure everything is shared correctly the way it's supposed to be. Turning in their email address they want to use so that they can get their lynda.com account set up, their Adobe ID account set up, getting their Google Plus account set up, all of that. And then at the end, they do have to go in and create a grid, as well as write their name, and then zip and compress the folder and turn it in. Okay. And then here is the link for turning in the capstone. And again, a very detailed rubric. I've done screenshots of each of these rubrics and included these in the zipped folder for your review as well. This is a 100-point rubric also, to make it easier for the students to understand exactly how much each assignment is worth. Over to the right, you can see that a course calendar is here, and it's not showing anything right now because it's March and this class doesn't begin until May. So let me get to May. And what you'll see is that if they hover over a specific date, it will let them know exactly what is due for that week, or if there is an event happening. Like the first week I've got a Google Hangout happening, so they hover over that and it provides that information for them. To the left, you can see that I'm able to navigate to all my different courses, specific assignments, forums, resources, etc. Up here at the top, I can access the gradebook, which is also set up. And so this is the way the gradebook looks right now. You can view the major projects, each of the capstone assignments, as well as each of the chapter analysis assignments. Now, you'll notice that discussion forums are not in the gradebook, and this is a deliberate thing. It's detailed out for them in the syllabus that discussion forums are going to be graded as part of the capstone project. It is worth 10% of the capstone project, and I'm going to demonstrate why here for week 2. So week 2, if I go to my discussion forum, you'll notice it's been moved to the bottom of the list of links for the week. So, because they're doing a comprehensive weekly project, we wanted them to make their design choices very deliberately. We wanted them to write what we're calling is a statement of intent. So they're going to, in their discussion forum, share their statement of intent for why they designed their project, their capstone project, the way they did. Additionally, because they're required to include something from each of the weeks previously into their comprehensive weekly capstone project, we want them to keep an outline of the tools and techniques that they've used for their capstone project. And so, as this says, it says, write a tools and techniques outline of the various tools you used and the techniques you used, as well as why you chose them in a final statement of intent. The tools and techniques can be bulleted in an outline form, but your statement of intent must be in complete sentences. Make sure to be very thorough. Remember, part of your capstone grade is determined by your discussion forum. As always, spelling and grammar are very important, and that is how the discussion forums will work for all future classes. If I go back, we'll see that the Google Hangouts is essentially where most of the instructor interaction will be held with the students. I did set up the entire course for the entire semester. The gradebook is set up. All of the due dates are in. Each of the discussion forums is populated. There are 2 different comprehensive major projects in the class. The first of which occurs in week 7. And so in week 7 and 8, the students will be doing a comprehensive large midterm project that's worth 10% of their grade. They will do another comprehensive project beginning week 12 through week 14, where they're doing a comprehensive final project. And then at the end of the semester, they will have to do a presentation where they present their 2 projects, and they're going to have to learn on their own. They're going to have to go out and find an advanced Photoshop skill or technique to teach to their fellow classmates. So they're going to present their 2 projects and then also teach an advanced technique. Final discussion forum is asking for feedback on the course. And so using complete sentences, write the one thing you enjoyed the most about this class and the one thing you would recommend as a change. As always, spelling and grammar are very important. I include that on all of my discussion forum posts. These are students in their first semester of college, and we find that sometimes they are very used to text speak as their writing, and that's not appropriate for college level courses, and so we try to get them to understand that from the very first semester. Okay, let me see here. I'm going to show you the editing site. So let me switch to my normal role here. And so one thing that we were deliberate about was we did not put in quizzes. This is a project-based active learning course. And so we're not so concerned about can they memorize all of the names of the tools or all of the techniques for each of the tools. We wanted them to be able to use the tools, to be able to apply them. And that's the focus of the course. This is the first of 2 Photoshop classes that our design students take. It is the only Photoshop class that our game design students take and web design students take. And then it is the first of actually 3 Photoshop classes that our photography majors take. So having a firm foundation is extremely important. If I go down, then I will demonstrate exactly, let me turn my editing on, what I was referring to when I was referring to turning off the content for the students for each week. We find that especially first semester students, if they try to work ahead too far, they get confused and we get inundated with questions that will be addressed if they were to wait until the actual lectures and course meetings were held. So now that I've turned off each of those weeks, I'll go and switch my role back to that of student. And so the first week, the student will just see this. They'll see that it's not available for future weeks, but that current content is available. And as we move through the semester, we won't turn off previous weeks. Those will be left on, so students can always go back and access all of those video lectures. Okay, so if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I had hoped to have a lot more videos created and everything else, but I did not realize that it was going to take 9 videos to get through what I wanted to do for the first week. So I felt like it was more important to thoroughly do a good job for what I was actually going to be using for the course than to try to do a little bit of 4 different weeks and apply it in that manner.